So it happened. The Democrats dropped their October surprise. And I got to tell you, I'm disappointed in them. This is the best you could do. It's so pathetic and such a reach that I almost feel bad for them. I have that feeling you get when somebody else does something so embarrassing that it embarrasses you. This is humiliating, and it just goes to show how badly they're flailing because Trump is soaring in the polls. And according to early vote data and the polls as of right now, he's coasting to a victory. So here it is from The Atlantic. Trump says, "I need the kind of generals that Hitler had." The Republican nominee's preoccupation with dictators and his disdain for the American military is deepening. By Jeffrey Goldberg. So for those of you who don't know, Jeffrey Goldberg is the guy who broke the suckers and losers hoax as well. So he's a little dickbag DNC operative. He's not a journalist. He's a hack. Also, their source for this was John Kelly. John Kelly's top aide came out and denied it. Mark Meadows denied it. Everybody denied the story. John Kelly obviously has an agenda as well. There's also another part of this story where it talks about a Hispanic American woman, American soldier that died. Trump offered to pay for obviously through the government, to take care of all the, funeral arrangements, services and whatnot. And they claim that when Trump got the bill, he said, and I quote, "It doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a Mexican. I'm not paying this." I mean, come on. Listen, family came out and said they do not want their daughter's death politicized like this. And by the way, we just voted for Trump today. And let me tell you something. There's probably not another human being on the planet Earth that the public knows more about than Donald Trump. We've heard him on hidden cam saying stuff. We've heard old videos before he was a politician. We've heard him say stuff at his rallies. He's been in conversational podcasts. He's been in every situation imaginable. He doesn't have that in him. Can you picture, just for a second, picture him saying that? It sounds like something that a crazed person with TDS would ascribe to him as saying in their wildest dreams. You want to know why? Because that's what it is. That's what happened. Jeffrey Goldberg is a political operative, and he's a liar. And then the thing about needing generals that Hitler had, there's a couple things here. First of all, nobody's corroborating this story. Everybody has come out and denied it. But even if he did say it, you know what I mean? So? I mean, he's president of the United States. He's in there with his staff. You say shit sometimes. He said something about a historical figure. Oh, I should have generals like Hitler. So what? What does that mean? He's going to fire all the generals? What about his cabinet, too? He's going to have his chief of staff is going to be Mangala, Secretary of State Goebbels. I mean, give me a break. So this is so weak. It just is. And then now, though, there was it's desperate. And there's a face on the desperation. This is the most pathetic, desperate, last-ditch effort of a flailing campaign that I have ever seen in my entire life. Just watch this.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution.
Blah, 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 threat to democracy, talking points, whatever. You already know this. You already know the spiel. And, by the way, she didn't take questions at the end. But let me just say one thing, because a lot of people are covering this aspect of it, so I'm not going to dive in too deep into it. But the coming out and calling Donald Trump Hitler 2 weeks before Election Day after people just tried to assassinate him twice of the times we know of, it's that in and of itself is disgraceful, but that's what everybody's talking about. What I want to talk about is the logic here. Okay, so I smelled this coming. October surprise, what are they coming up with? And yeah, I thought in my head, well, it was either going to be a massive lie that was deliberately made up, or it was going to be a nothing burger. This is both, and the lie's not even good. They have a source, yeah, John Kelly. Who cares? Who cares? Plus, this is old news. I don't know if you guys remember, in the debate, Biden slipped up and said something in that first debate. He said, and he said Hitler had some good ideas. So they knew about this for months. They were keeping this in the chamber. But that is a panicking, flailing woman, and it's delicious. This fell flat on its face. Everybody came out against the story. Now they're basically dropping the story about the dead soldier. They're not even covering that part of it because the family revolted against it. So that's bad optics. So they can't even touch that one anymore. So now they're focusing on the Hitler remarks, which, as I said before, he probably didn't say it. And if he did, who cares? What does that mean? We all say shit in our private lives. Just as bad. But here's what nobody understands. Trump is immune to October surprises. You cannot October surprise Trump. He has created a whole different political environment around him. He is Teflon Don. First of all, we already know everything about him, right? And if there was a story that was campaign ending, you don't think it would have came out within the past 9 years? They've done everything to this guy. They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at him. That's why this was so pathetic. Because it's all they could do. If this is what they have, if this is all they have, if this was their October surprise, if Kamala Harris is not changing her campaign strategy, Trump's going on Rogan on Friday, largest podcast in the world. He's doing rallies. He's campaigning his ass off. If this is it, and there's less than 2 weeks left, this election's over. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.